Alrighty there, guys, welcome back to another video on Talk Sooty. We are back once again talking a little bit of the boxing. Obviously, this weekend gone, AJ versus NGANNOU was announced. We did put out a short that the news was brewing, and not so long after that, it did get announced. And the day after, there was press conferences saying, well, not actual press conferences, there was leaks saying the press conferences will announce the dates and stuff. But the date has already been set. It's March 8th, a Friday. Very, very interesting, and just weird to see AJ fight on a Friday. But he is in Saudi Arabia versus the Predator, Francis Ngannou. What I think about that, I suppose I'll talk about that in just a sec. But what we've got to talk about is, obviously, by the thumbnail and title, it's saying, will AJ and Fury fight in 2024? Are we going to see the big showdown? Potential, and I suppose we'll get onto that in just a sec. We are going to talk about the fight that did get announced, AJ versus Ngannou. What does it mean? What will it lead to? And many other things. AJ, obviously great performance last time out versus Otto Wallin on December the 23rd. Similar to Francis Ngannou, his first ever boxing match. He took on the Gypsy King in a fight where some people thought, including myself, that he won that fight, getting the knockdown. Yeah, a very good performance nonetheless. Even if he didn't get his hand raised, a lot of people thought he was the rightful winner. So that's something in itself, really, when you think about it. But if we're being honest, was it Tyson Fury who was taking him 100% serious? We don't know. There's some rumours saying he was 100% focused, some saying he wasn't. So we don't actually know. It could be somewhere in between. It could be either end of the scale. But what we know is Francis Ngannou hits like an absolute truck, can take a punch or an elbow. If you saw the Fury massive elbow that he gave him during the fight, not many people saw it, but there was a slow motion. Tried to throw a right hand and he caught him clean, flush with the forearm / elbow. So we know he's got a good chin. We already knew that anyway. And the man has got a will to win. And he just won't give up. He's got a heart of a champion. If you know his story, I mean, it's just crazy to think what that man has done in such a short amount of time. But this is going to be a big fight with a lot of money on the line. And how do I think it goes? I think AJ wins it. I do think AJ wins it, and I think he actually stops him, because I think AJ is not the type of person to take someone not serious, especially Francis Ngannou, when he knows that there's potential big fights later on in the year, and he just can't afford at this stage of his career to lose to someone like Francis Ngannou, and I just don't believe it'll happen. Do I think it'll be a close fight? It might be, but I also think that this could be the fight that shows what a real boxer does to a guy who's only had one fight and very, very little boxing experience in general. And I do think it could be a bit of a schooling. Me personally believe that. Obviously, might have my AJ hat on a little bit. I mean, I've got an Under Armour hat on. I mean, maybe I am being a little bit biased, but I do believe that will happen. I think AJ will show what a proper boxer will do. Not saying that Tyson Fury is not a proper boxer, but a guy who takes him 100% serious and has his full focus on Francis Ngannou. However, you're probably wondering how I come up with the title Fury AJ in 2024. Well, I'll tell you, and I'll try and briefly explain how it might happen and how it could play out this year in the heavyweight division at the top of the table. Basically, Fury obviously is fighting Usyk February 17th. We're saying I don't think it'll happen, but we're going if Fury beats Usyk. We've got AJ and Ngannou. If AJ beats Ngannou, he then moves on to the next fight. And then, obviously, Usyk, Fury, supposedly supposed to have two fights, so the rematch. The IBF gets stripped while they're doing their rematch. Hrgovic, AJ for the IBF title. Boom. AJ versus Fury, end of the year, if Fury gets through both of his fights. If AJ gets through both of his fights, end of the year, December 2024. AJ's got the IBF belt. Fury's got the other belts. Boom. Another undisputed fight. The biggest fight in boxing for me, personally. What are your thoughts? That is a potential layout of how the heavyweight division at the top of the table could play out over this next 12 months. Obviously, there's a lot of ifs. I mean, the ifs are AJ beating Ngannou, AJ beating Hrgovic, Usyk not losing to Fury twice. I mean, none of them, to be honest, not all of that is going to happen. So there will be a banana slip or banana skin, whatever you want to call it, from one of the fighters, and it probably won't happen, but it is a potential, and that is what the paths could be leading us down, and a whole lot of that could be made in the process, let's be honest, a whole lot of that. But will it happen? I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below. What are your thoughts on AJ and Ngannou? Do you think Ngannou's got a chance? Do you think AJ will cruise to victory? And you know what? Let me know what you think will happen in Fury Usyk as well. Obviously, that takes place a little earlier than Ngannou versus AJ. So yeah, drop your comments down below. Predictions, outcomes, however you want to say it. Do you think AJ will become a three-time heavyweight world champion by the end of 2024? Personally, I think he will get that IBF strap from Hrgovic at some point in the year. But I suppose we'll see. 2024, many big fights could be happening in Saudi Arabia. I suppose we're just going to have to find out and wait and see. But that's going to be it from me today. Hope you enjoyed. Stutty out.